Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ IAS English channel. My name is Shubham Sagar and today we'll talk about history. History, if you see history and it's, the number of questions which come in UPSC pre and mains from history is actually a significant chunk. Earlier, we used to predict that questions will come majorly from modern history. You can undermine ancient and medieval to a certain extent. Now you cannot do that. So what is the best way to study history for both pre and mains? One thing, I have made a strategy video, I think on Saturday, where we have talked about, what is the best way to prepare for your, what is one thing which every topper has in common, and we have talked about syllabus. So here also, when you're reading history, when you are want to study history for UPSC from pre and mains perspective, you have to have a look at the syllabus. So in pre-syllabus, if you're having a look at history, so they are just giving you this one line, history of India and Indian national movement. They're not telling you anything apart from that. Indian national movement, history of India. Now, first of all, let's try to understand the chronology. Ancient India, Stone Age to 750 AD. Then early medieval India, 750 AD to 1200 AD. Then medieval India from 1200 AD to 1757 AD, 1757 to 1947, modern India. That is a rough chronology which most of the people follow according to Upinder Singh, Ancient and Early Medieval India and other sources. So in prelims, they have given you one line. That will not suffice. You have now the main syllabus will come to your rescue here. Indian culture, art and culture, literature, architecture, modern Indian history from middle of 18th century, freedom struggle, post-independent consolidation, world history. Now these two portions, post-independent consolidation and world history, they are majorly from mains perspective. Like the questions here in these three portions, they will come in pre as well as mains. But here these two, especially world history, it's totally mains oriented. In pre, some like post independent, some questions they have been asked by UPSC earlier, SBI, nationalization, etc., chronology, but more or less these two mains oriented. So the more you look at the syllabus, the more you delineate the syllabus, the more you'll be able to understand what to read, what not to read in history. Ancient India, medieval India, modern India, post-independent consolidation. So these three things we will anyway read. And the sixth one also, the culture part. The culture part is sometimes intermingled with the ancient and medieval India portion. What do I mean by that is, when you're reading about Vedic period, you will read about Vedas, Rig Veda, etc. When you're reading Buddhism, Jainism in ancient India, again, we're reading the culture. When we are reading temple architecture, ancient medieval India, we're reading the culture. But then there will be certain portion of culture which will be outside the ambit of this. Let's say you're reading about classical dances, folk dances, then the current affairs will also come into picture. So that's how you have to integrate, you have to segregate. Post-independent consolidation, here PYQs will help you. They will tell you that there are certain areas which you have to focus on in post-independent consolidation. What are those areas? Like tribal and tribal people, their issues, their concern, integration of Northeast India, linguistic language, like linguistic state formation, all these things. And then tribal Panchasheel, Sino-India War, India-Pakistan War, creation of Bangladesh, emergency. So you will see the areas from where UPSC asks questions. And that's how you do smart study. That's how you have to study history. World history, it's a subject in which you have to read a lot and the ROI, return, is very low. So in world history, again, PYQs will come to your rescue. They will tell you that IR, Industrial Revolution, World War I, World War II, dissolution of Soviet Union, all these things are important rather than, let's say, Enlightenment or Renaissance, etc. So PYQs will help you a lot because you have to streamline your preparation. You cannot go haywire in world history. You don't have enough time. You have to read other subjects also apart from history, right? So here also you will divide it. History, ancient India, medieval India, modern India. And in this ancient India, like Jainism and Buddhism, UPSC loves to ask questions on Jainism and Buddhism. Similarly, in this valley, but Jainism and Buddhism more. Then Sangam era. From the last 3-4 years, they have started asking a lot of questions from Sangam age, Vatakirutal, etc. The port towns. Then in medieval India, if you see here, Vijayanagar Empire. UPSC love Vijayanagar Empire. Vitthal Temple, Virupaksha Temple, different kings of Sangam, Saluva, Tuluva, Ravidu dynasty. So again, very important. Bhakti Sufi movement, UPSC love it. I love you. Now, Puriya Dipoina. In my time, there used to be a movie, Arya 2. So UPSC loves these areas. So that's how you have to focus on these areas more. I'm not telling discard all the other areas. No, you have to study in a chronological manner, but you have to focus more on these areas. Modern India, there was a time when people used to read from 1885 to 1947. That was a very important portion. Even now, it's a very important portion. But you have to read other, topics as well. Post-independent consolidation from Mains perspective, I have already told you the areas which are important. World history, modern world here, World War, World War One, World War Two, then Industrial Revolution before that, socialism, communism, all these meaning like what is the basic difference between them. World means Cold War period. And then art and culture. Most of the art and culture thing will be integrated in ancient and medieval India. There will be certain things which will be outside the ambit of it, for which you have to refer to current affairs. Classical dance, folk dance, puppetry, etc., etc. All the puppetry questions have reduced a lot in the last few years. So prelims direct questions. Then after you have looked at the syllabus, you have segregated the content, you have to look at the questions, these kind of questions. Sometimes people who have not seen a lot of PYQs, they're like, UPSC doesn't ask factual questions, this and that. UPSC does ask, but in a different way. Like here, Arya Samaj, 1875 establishment, Deen Bandhu Mitra, Neel Darpan, 1858-59. We are not here to read all these things. I'm just telling you that when you will start solving questions, you will realize that UPSC asks a lot of questions from Anand Math, Arya Samaj, Neel Darpan. He also became like ICS in around 1862-63. So the pattern you understand when you solve a lot of PYQs. Unlike, let's say, other subjects, let's say some subjects which are current dominated, history is static. So even you can go 30 years back, 40 years back, you will understand the trend. And this question, indirect question, reserved and transferred subject from 1919 Act. So acts from 1773 to 1935, they are very important. Even in that 1909, 1919, 1935, they are very important. So this, that's how you understand what to study, what not to study. This was a question which was asked 1 year in UPSC, and people are like, now we have to read world history for UPSC like prelims. No, this is a question which you can solve from your knowledge of IBC. Indus Valley Civilization, they used to grow cotton and wheat. So that was there in the old world. New world is America. So why will they introduce it from New world to old world when it was already there in the old world? So just eliminate all option which has cotton and wheat. You will get the answer that tobacco, cocoa and rubber was brought from New world, that is America, North America and South America, to old world, that is Asia, Africa and Europe. So your current existing knowledge can also help you in getting or coming to a proper answer. Hope you're understanding. Then there are certain repeated themes. As we have discussed, Sangam age, UPSC loves to ask questions on them. Vijayanagar Empire, Bhakti Sufi movement, Buddhism, Jainism. Here also you're seeing Gadar party. So there are certain themes which you will see, and you can make a note of it. You have to start making note. Make a file. If you want for history, what you can do is you can make a pre-file which will be consisting of factual information, and then you can make a mains file based on the PYQs, mains PYQs which has been asked earlier. Right? See here. Now, coming on to the mains part, type 1, direct question, critically the various facets of economic policies of British in India from mid-18th century till independence. This is critically. Whenever they give you this question, critically you have to examine the pro and cons. When it comes to economic policy of Britishers, most of the people will talk about exploitation, this and that, drain of wealth. You have to also talk about the other facet, like regional specialization of crops happened because of the British economic policy. They also brought railway, telegraph and all those stuff, when you're talking about, and then integration of Indian economy with the world economy, which is helping us now when it comes to globalization. So you have to talk, whenever critically comes, talk about both the dimensions, and that is important, and then only you will get better marks. Application based question, throw light on the significance of thoughts of Gandhiji in present times. So here pestle analysis will help you a lot. These kind of questions will be asked in essay as well, and in ethics also, and history as well. Pestle, political, economic, social, technological, anthropological and legal. Divide your answer into different dimensions, like what is the political significance of Gandhiji's thought. He talked about decentralized model of governance, bottom-up model of governance. So Panchayat Municipality, 73rd, 74th Amendment, fulfilling that political thought of Gandhiji's, showing that Gandhiji's political thoughts are Gandhiji's thoughts are significant in the political domain even today as well. You talk about social significance of Gandhiji's thought. He talked about cleanliness. He believed that cleanliness is next to godliness. Currently, we have Swachh Bharat Mission, urban, rural. That shows that Gandhiji's thoughts are relevant in social domain today as well. Gandhiji talked about Nai Talim, learn while you earn, in our new education policy, National Education Policy 2020. We have talked about vocational education, which in a way is implementing the spirit of Nai Talim. So again, Gandhiji's thoughts are very significant in social domain. Economic domain, Gandhiji talked about we should have production by masses rather than mass production. So again, if you're seeing today, we are promoting cottage industry, we are promoting MSMEs, we are promoting KVIC, Khadi Village and Industry Commissions. So again, that shows that Gandhiji's thoughts are significant in economic domain today as well. Then you talk about environmental domain. Gandhiji said that world has enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. And then today you talk about global warming, climate change. I was talking about one Sierra Leone island getting submerged. So that shows that our greed has overtaken our need. And that's why different organizations have cropped up, be it UNFCCC, CCD, CBD, and they are trying to ensure that our greed is not surpassing our need, thereby showing that Gandhiji's environmental thoughts are still significant in present times. So that's how you divide your answer. So please, sir and ma'am, remember your syllabus, by heart your syllabus of history, and make one particular file for history pre, one file for mains, and then you will realize when you solve last 5-10 years PYQs of pre and mains, you will realize that these are the areas. There are certain areas which I have to focus on more, and there are certain areas which I can ignore completely. If you have anything more to ask me, you can join my Telegram group Fun Study with Shub, because study should be fun. You can also find me on LinkedIn. I'm not on any other social media, Instagram, Facebook, etc. So yeah, Telegram, Fun Study with Shub, or LinkedIn. You can join it, be a part of my family. And if you're preparing for 26, 27 or 28 batch, you can join our batch. 2026 July evening batch, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Admissions are ending on 15th July 2025, and the sale is also ending on 15 July 2025. You can use my code SHS Live to get maximum discount. If you have watched my previous video, you know how to join this batch. You can download our StudyIQ app from Google Play Store, or you can go to studyiq.com. And you can go downwards, you can go to UPSC English, and then you can go to view all courses, and 26, 27, 28, whatever year you are preparing for, you can join these batches. Let's say you want to join for 2026, prices will increase after 15 July, so be mindful of it. You can see all the features here, 1000 plus hours of live and recorded classes, mentorship, structured materials, test series, all these things are there. You don't have to run anywhere MRP. And if you clear UPSC Pre 2026, full fee refund, all these things we have explicitly written. And then based on what you want, there are different variants: diamond, platinum, gold. Diamond include everything which you have seen there. Platinum will not include something. The prices will reduce of all of these by 7,000 if you apply my promo code SHS Live. You can see here 27, 22, 9999. For any query, you can call on this number 9240231070. So hope I made some sense when we talked about history pre and mains and how to prepare for it. Again, if you have any queries, you can ask it in my Telegram group, ask me personally on LinkedIn, and I will see you there. And if you want to say anything about this particular video, you can post it in the comment section. Take care, be blessed, tata, bye bye.